Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started with the webinar. And today we're joined by Adam Wingate, Justin Larson, Craig Altum. I'm Landon Stott, and I'll be presenting, and we're all part of the Vibe Library team. We're really excited about the release, 3.3, and we are excited to go over some of the new features and enhancements that are present in that release. So here we have the agenda for the webinar today. We're going to be talking about the following new items. We're going to be talking about My Calendar, My Tasks, the Move and Copy functionality, table enhancements, workflow transition improvements, the desktop add-in, and the Microsoft Office add-in. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. First we're going to talk about the My Calendar feature. As you can see, we have a landing page here that already has the My Calendar and My Tasks on it, but we're going to go into the landing page editor. So we're going to go to Workspace, Edit Workspace, and here we have the landing page canvas. And over here on the left we have the different widgets, and for this release we have some new features for the enhanced view. So if you drag over an enhanced view, and then on this drop-down menu bar, go to Display My Tasks and Display My Calendar. When you do that, you can select the width in percent or pixels, and then also check this box to show the scroll bars when needed. So we did that here for My Calendar and My Tasks. It's pretty simple. We'll just go ahead and exit out of this editor. And here they're displayed on our landing page. And the really neat thing about My Calendar and My Tasks that we like is that it will pull in and sync all of your different events all across Vibe. So here in My Calendar you can see that we have many different events, meetings, and tasks scheduled that aren't specific to this landing page or to a team, but to the user that's logged in. Right now we're logged in as Resource Library. So when you put a My Calendar or My Tasks enhanced view on your landing page, it will pull in all of the events and tasks for that user that's logged in. As you can see here on My Tasks, it has a scroll bar that goes all the way down. We have a lot of tasks for Resource Library. And in the enhanced view you can see the name, the title of the task, the priority, the due date, the status of the task, the percent done, who it's assigned to, and then also the location. You can select a task straight from My Tasks and it'll take you to the location. Alright, so next we're going to go over the Move and Copy functionality. So if we go into one of our files or discussion folders, you can now select multiple entries or all, go to More, and you can copy or move them. Before you could only copy or move one entry at a time. So we're going to go ahead and select all of these, just these two, hit copy. It'll bring us to a screen that says you selected 2 entries, show us the current folder, and then allow us to select a destination folder or workspace. We can also do the same thing with moving. Alright, let's go back into the landing page canvas. So we'll go to Workspace, Edit Workspace. And we're going to go over the new table enhancement. So let's drag a table widget onto our canvas here. Previously, you could only select the number of columns. And now there's a feature to be able to enter in the number of rows that you want. So let's go in, we'll do a 5-column table, and we'll do it with 5 rows. And we'll keep each of the column widths at the default, just 20. Hit OK, and as we can see here on our canvas, it brought up a 5x5 table. In this table you can drag any graphic, any enhanced view, or link to another folder, and it'll all be organized in this 5x5. This allows for better organization on your landing page, more custom tables and layout, and we're excited about that feature. Alright, now let's go in and look at the new transition improvements and workflows. So to get to a workflow, you'll go to Workspace, Form, View Designers, go to Workflow Processes. We've already created a workflow called Webinar. If you don't have a workflow here, you'll go to New, Workflow Processes, and then you'll give it a name. So we'll go into our webinar workflow here. And I've created a start and an end state just by going to Workflow Process, Add, and then I added a state. This will be a very simple workflow to demonstrate this new feature. When you make a state, it automatically adds a transition. So click on the transition, go to Add, and you can see here in this workflow that there's many different types of transitions. The one that we're going to focus on today is transition after time elapsed. So click on that. Previously, calendar days was the only option on transition after time elapsed, but now we have the business days feature. This is nice because some business processes were only business weeks, and so you would have to put 7, but now you can put 5, which would be a whole business week, and then you can get specific with the hours or the minutes. So we'll just go ahead and put 5 for the business week, hit OK. We'll go back in and have it transition to the end state. So now we can see that at the start, when a workflow is submitted after a week, it'll go to the end state. Very simple workflow, but you can see the new transition. Alright, let's close out of this. We'll go back to our landing page. Now we're going to talk about the desktop add-in and the Microsoft Office add-in, two of the biggest features released in 3.3, and ones that we think are very functional, and we are excited about them. So let's first talk about the desktop add-in. I'm going to show you how to download these and install them. So what you'll want to do is go to vibe.novell.com to the sandbox. When you log in, it'll look like this. Simply go up to Download Eval on the top menu, click that, and it'll take you here to the Novell Download section. Under Product or Technology, you'll go down, select Vibe, and then you can choose from the add-in and the desktop. Now in order to download the desktop, you are going to need to be logged in using a Novell account. So we'll go to Search, and down here, Novell Vibe Desktop, click on 2 files under the Download section. For the desktop, we have a 64-bit and a 32-bit option. When you select Proceed to Download, it'll ask you for your Novell credentials. Enter those in, and then you can download the file. Alright, let's go back. It's the same thing with the add-in. So select the add-in, hit Search, and then hit Download. And that will download directly to your machine. You do not need to log in to get the add-in. So I already have these installed. Let's go, once you have it installed, we'll look at what pulls up. So when you first have it installed, it'll ask you for some credentials. It'll ask you for an account name. Just give it a short descriptive name, and then enter in your server URL. We entered in the sandbox. Enter in your username, and then your password, and it'll pull up your profile here. It'll show you the name, the description, and your data quota. You can also view the full profile in Vibe using this link. Then you can synchronize certain workspaces. Here we only synchronize one folder or file, which is what we are going to use to demonstrate the desktop. But you can have multiple files and workspaces synced here. Under the Vibe desktop folder, you'll choose the destination for where these files will sync on your machine. It also pulls up a list of recent activity. So as you can see here, there's a few different things. And then system alerts. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to go locate this file here where Vibe syncs using the desktop. Alright, so we have the Workspace, Vibe, Resource Library, My Workspace, and then the Files folder that we had synced. In this Files folder, we have one document. So let's go ahead and open this. And this is a file that resides in Vibe, but that we opened up just using our desktop without having to log in. Let's edit this document. We'll just give it a title. We'll make the font a little bigger, just a simple edit. And then we'll save this. Now to sync it to Vibe, this will automatically synchronize every once in a while. But if you right-click down in the system tray and hit Synchronize Now, you can see that your workspaces that you have synced are now synchronizing with Vibe. So this file, we'll go find it in Vibe in a minute and show how it's synced with the edit. First, let's go into the Microsoft Office add-in. So I assume that you would have this installed. You go up to the tabs here on the top, select Vibe, and then you can go to Accounts, kind of the same way that we did the desktop. Hit that, and it automatically pulled up the account that we have that we synced on the desktop. But if it doesn't have an account here for you, you would hit Add. Same thing as a desktop. Add the server URL, username, and password. Hit OK. It'll pull up that account here. You can edit and remove accounts using this Accounts option in the Office add-in. So let's go ahead and close out of this. We're going to open a document in Vibe using Microsoft Office. So select Open. Make sure you're still in the Vibe tab. And I'm going to navigate through this tree structure quickly, but you'll have all of the teams and workspaces that you belong to on this left menu navigation, and you can find any files that reside in Vibe and edit them. Alright. So I navigated to our What's New in 3.3 landing page. I'm going to select Files. And here we have a document, just a test document, webinar document. You can see the name, where it resides, Resource Library, What's New in 3.3, and then Files, and the date and time that it was created. So we're going to open that. Alright. So here we have the document, and over to the right, I want you to notice this dashboard that has all the information for the document in Vibe. So here we have the name, we have the version number, which if you select, you can increment. It has the description, and it has the location of the file. Let's go ahead and add a description from Office. So we'll hit Add a Description. It'll bring up a text editor. Alright, so we just added a description for our file from Office. Here it has the creator of the document, Resource Library, created at 8:43, and then we just edited that. We added the description at 10:18, so it'll show the user that modified. You can rate the file, add a tag, and write a comment. Let's go ahead and add a tag for this file. We'll make it a global tag, and we'll make it the tag Webinar. We'll hit Add, and here we have a webinar tag, so that when we search in Vibe under using the name Webinar, it'll pull up this document. Alright. Let's go over adding a comment. So in Vibe, let's navigate to our workspace that this file resides in. Here we can see that this description automatically updated and synced in Vibe that we added using Office. It shows that we modified that and the time. Let's add a comment from Vibe, and that will sync to our document in the added. So here we made a comment from Vibe. And it's almost real time. It updated comment from Vibe. So as someone is editing a document, you can go in and add a comment. It'll appear in their Office. Let's go in and add a comment from Office. And you get the idea. So comment from Office. We'll go in, and here we go. It appeared right here. Let's also go up on our search option, go to tags, and we'll search for webinar, which is the tag we added in Office. And here we have the webinar document that was searched using that tag. Alright, now we can edit it, kind of the same thing we did with the desktop. We'll save that. You always want to make sure to go to Vibe and save in Vibe. If you use this save function, it'll save to your desktop. Okay, let's go in, and then we'll view this file as HTML, and we can see the change that we made and that we edited in the document. Alright, so earlier we made a change using our Novell desktop add-in. We'll go in and look at that change in our workspace. So we'll go to My Workspace, Files, and we can look at the change that we made. So it looks like the synchronization that happens on the desktop is not as quick as the Vibe Office add-in. So that'll probably take a few more minutes. But since it's mainly meant for offline editing and you don't need the changes in real time, it's not as quick as the add-in. Okay, so those are the features that are new in 3.3. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask and type them in now. We will be waiting and answering any questions that come in, and we'd be happy to answer them. So thank you for attending. Next month, we're going to be having another webinar on the admin console, the administration console that's in Vibe. We'll have the registration out for that in a couple weeks. We'll also have the recording of this webinar out soon. And again, thanks for attending. Please feel free to ask any questions.